Hello and welcome back to How to Create an Endless Runner using Unity and C Sharp. Today is part 21 and it is continuing on from part 20. So if you haven't watched part 20 yet, go back and watch that, and this will be continuing on from that. I'm recording this little intro part after I recorded this full video because the video went on a little bit long, like I explained at the end of the last video, and I've split it up into two parts to make it a little bit easier for you to watch. So just before we start, if you just have a look up here, you can see where we're going to end up with our animation. And then in this video, we're going to get it into Unity, and we're going to get it so that it actually works as we play the game. And then in the next video, we'll make it more complex and work on the next levels of the animation. But yeah, hope you enjoy the video. And one other thing you'll notice is now that we have all the colors in, the animation looks wrong and his arms aren't doing the right thing. And that's just because now we need to basically add more frames for the other leg, because this is only stepping with one leg, but when you have it black and white, it can look like it's both legs because it's basically the same drawing, but it let me see if I can just find a quick picture. This one is a good example. So if you have a look at this, you can see that the first leg, well, if you have a look up here to begin with, they're exactly the same. So this picture here is the same as this picture is the same as this picture, and so on. Then if you come down here and look at this one, this arm is in the back and this arm's in front, but over here, which is the same picture, if you look up here, now the arms are reversed and the legs are reversed. So that's what we need to do to make our animation look a little bit smoother. So that's going to be our next step. So we just need to get started with that. So the first step is just going to be coming in and copying our first frame and putting it at the end, grabbing our second, putting it at the end, and so on. And now if you look up here, you'll see there's no difference because we're just playing the same animation twice. Cool. So now we need to come in to our our sixth frame, and now his arm, in the first one, his arm was in front of this, so it was visible, but the other arm wasn't. Give me one sec. So in this frame, the only reason we actually have to do anything is because we have the jetpack. But we don't have the jetpack in any other frame, but we still might want to address it now. Just trying to think. I don't think we will, but it's something we'll have to do later. But once we have the jetpack in the other frames, so we'll come down to our next frame, and all you can see here is that if this frame, this arm was in front and this arm was behind, we want to come in and make it so that this arm is behind. We do need a little bit there. The first few are going to be pretty simple. Then down here you can see now this arm is going to be not visible at all. And then this arm should be doing what? Just coming up like that a little bit. So grab this color, too high, and now that arm does that. Now come down to this one and have a look at the body again. So this arm's going to be hidden behind, and I'm just trying to work out how I want to do the body. So maybe do green like this. We'll just have a look what that looks like. And now this arm's going to be in front, which doesn't really change much here. No, yeah, that shouldn't be like that. So we'll keep it like that. Come down to this one, then here again, This is going to be hidden. This one isn't. That's what I wasn't doing right in the last one. Nope. So the arms are the one thing that always get me. And basically, if we come back up to the first frame, we see that we have this arm moving in front, which was this arm. But now we need to have this arm move in front. So if we come down here, this is our 6th frame. We come down, we have this arm, it comes, it moves in front. So in this frame, you probably actually want to grab this and go more like that. Whoops. And then it's a little bit better, but yeah. So we have that arm, and that arm goes there. This arm starts coming this way. This arm comes back more. We probably should introduce his other arm now. So we'll come in. Maybe bring this one back a little bit. And means that would all be green. Okay, and so even just that made that look a lot better. So now we'll come down, and this arm, make it so that instead of being there, we'll go, whoops, I made it the big brush. So we'll just get rid of that, put that there instead, go like that, keep that one. So, done, done. Maybe we'll grab this. That looks a lot better up there. So then we'll come down. Okay, so we still have the arms a bit janky. So let's just run through all of this. We have this arm here, we have this arm here. Yeah, but arms going like that, and they go like that, go like that. Oops. Yeah, so it's a bit janky, but it is definitely serviceable. Might want to play around with it. Maybe chuck the jetpack on, and then we can do the other arm being like what's it called? Excluded and all that kind of shit, and see what that looks like, and then we'll play around with the arms a little bit more. So, like I said, it's probably a little bit of a long video, but now we'll start on the jetpack. Okay, so to do the jetpack, I guess we'll just do it. I might do one of these not in fast forward, and then I'll do the rest in fast forward. So we're just going to count that, and it's 4, and that's 4. Cool. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We don't actually want the flame on there yet, but I'm just going to keep it because I do like the shape of that flame for now. Cool. So now we have our jetpack. Do this part. and then I'll go and fast forward and we'll deal with the rest of this. One little thing, I'm just going to chuck the jetpack in and then we'll come in and do the arms afterwards. Okay, so now we have the base of the jetpack in. As you can see on the last few, I just stopped doing the strap because we'll just do that in a little bit. But yeah, so now let's start working on those arms again. So in this one, that arm's visible. Then we come in, and then here, this arm should be invisible. So, whoop. And then come down here, this arm invisible. And then in this frame, this arm's fine. That arm is fine. That's fine. That isn't. And that isn't. So now if we have a look up here, our animation is coming along a lot better. I feel like I've accidentally got rid of a frame at some point or something, but I haven't, have I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Order. Dun, 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 dun. No, that's fine. We might want to add another little frame at the end just to smooth it up a little bit, but so far it's looking pretty good. Yeah, so one thing I thought we could try out is just to add a little bit more movement to the hair, and we might want to change the color of the pants just a little bit because the background is blue, and it's probably not the best idea to have his pants such a similar blue, basically. So we'll start off by adding a little bit of movement to his hair. So in this frame, he's coming down, so you might want his hair to be coming up a little bit. We're going to have to play around with how we're going to want to do this. That kind of looks weird. Yeah, not really sure how we're going to do this, so just going to play around a little bit and see what kind of looks good. Maybe want to see this in a bit bigger. So I'm thinking maybe if we just add a little bit of hair going down like this, it'll just add a little bit more lift to make it look a little bit better. Kind of seemed to have worked. Adds a bit more movement to the animation. Might be a little bit too much. I might just see what it looks like without this a little bit. So come down to this one. Remember, he's going to be pretty small when we're playing, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So now the last thing to do is change the color of his pants. I was kind of just thinking of going to like a kind of a grayish, like a darkish grey blue. but let's see. If you hit Control, we can do this. I mean, if you hit Shift, we can do this to all frames. So it now has darker pants in every single frame. Probably go a little bit darker than that. Not that dark. Cool. Awesome. So now that we have our basic running animation, we will save it out. I'm just going to add a prefix of just version 1 on the end, and I'm going to save that as a Piskel to begin with, and then I'm going to download it as a sprite. Cool. So now that we have our sprite, we will come over to Unity, and we just want to basically drag it in. So grab him and stuck it in our textures. So come down here, come down animation, have a look at what our scaling was. So it's 240. Change that over here, set it over to point, and hit apply. We won't, seeing it's our character, we'll do true color, and change from single to multiple, and then we can come to the sprite editor, and we can have a look at our sprite. Cool. So this is a sprite we just made, and it's our running animation. We're going to need to break it up into different segments. Because we know that each sprite is in a 32 pixel area, all we need to do is go to grid and change this to 32. Oops. Hit slice, and as you'll see, it slices it all nicely. So we just hit apply, and then we can close the sprite editor. And then if we come down to our texture, you'll see we have all of our different sprites all broken up. And what we can do with all of these is we can go to the parent object, which has them all inside of it, and just drag it into our scene. And then, of course, we still need to scale it up in our scene. So we scale it up to 7.5. And then we have our character in our scene. So now if we come to the animation window, and we just press play, we can see our animation. Cool. So I'm going to slow it down a little bit just for now. We might want to speed it up again later, but I think that looks a little bit better. And now let's implement this character just in a really simple way, and then we'll end this video, and in the next video we'll look into making it so the character is implemented in a more complex way, and maybe make some more animations. But yeah, let's just finish this off quickly. One thing really quickly, we're just going to get rid of this thing here, because that was a mistake. That was just moving his position to down there, which we don't want. We want him to stay wherever we put him to begin with. Cool. So now that we have that, we just want to make him a part of our player. So we'll come to our canvas and turn that off because it's just in the way at the moment. And then we'll just save our scene. And save our project. Cool. Okay, so we will just grab our player and bring him over. We'll make it so that he's on a top layer just by changing this over to 5. Seeing if you click over here, that's what we have this one set to, our old player. So we'll bring him over and put him in the position of our old player. Make his feet sit on the ground. We'll just turn off the sprite renderer on. Actually, first we'll just grab our animation, and we will put it on our player. And as you'll see, it disappeared, and that's because its scale has become 0. So if we change this to 7.5, you'll see that it is much too big now, and that's because it's going to 7.5, but not from 0, it's going from 4. So we come over to here and just change this over to 0, actually, I mean 1, and then he is the right size, but now all of our player is the wrong size, but only our our circle collider, so that isn't a problem. All we need to do is come down here and change the size of this. The death zone should probably, I don't know, let's put an offset on it. So, whoops. That's the wrong direction. So let's go like 0.02 minus. That's probably pretty good. Maybe make the size of the circle a little bit bigger though, because it's just going to determine the way the game feels a lot. Maybe a little bit smaller than that. Yeah, that seems to work alright for now. We might want to tweak it around later, but that seems like it should be pretty good. Maybe... yeah, okay. So now that we have that, we can turn off the sprite renderer on the original player. And now we have our player in place of it. So if we come to our canvas and turn that back on, press play, maximize, let's play, and you see now we have this character. He's a little bit in the ground at the moment, so probably fix that up a little bit. That's because of, if we just get rid of the canvas again, come in, he is dropping down onto the bottom of this. So that actually isn't really going to work out very well for this character. So what I'm going to do is add a polygonal collider, and then just edit it. So we want the player to obviously be on the ground. Don't really want his legs to just kill him, so we'll make it so that the legs only kill him if it's like in the area where it's definitely going to be getting him. We might change this around later and make it so that this is detected, the ground is detected in a different way, but for now this is going to be the best way to do this. Although there's another way we could do it later, but we'll just do it like this for now. Because we'll fix up all this stuff in the next part where we make all of this player stuff a bit more complicated as far as the animations implementations go. So we'll call that fine for now. I might just delete those points just because there's no point having them. We'll turn off the circle collider. And now let's press play. Turn on our canvas again. And now you'll see he's running on the ground. I'll just maximize that. And yep, cool. So now we have a character, and he's running on the ground. We might want to change the scale of the coins and stuff, obviously, to make it so that it all fits in a little bit better with him. And obviously we need to do the animation for the jump. Have our run animation, and we have our blood, and it all looks really nice. That didn't work because we have this turned off. So yeah, cool. So I know it was a bit of a long video, but hopefully it helped and you learnt something useful. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time when we take this to the next level. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment and subscribe. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Just leave it down below. If you have any feedback or anything like that, just let me know. It's really good just to hear all that stuff. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your night.